Let's talk about getting your country's films onto the global stage. I mean, really competing, co-producing with the big players. It's the goal, right? But that path is almost always a maze of legal dead ends. Well, what if there was a master key, a single framework to unlock it all? In this explainer, we are going to walk you through exactly how to join one of the world's most powerful co-production frameworks step by step.
So, this is the question that keeps people up at night. How do you actually unlock global film co-production? How do you take a national film industry and make it a real international player? You need partnerships that aren't just creative, but are legally rock solid and financially smart. And the secret to that? Well, it isn't just about talent. It's about having access to a shared, respected legal framework. All right, here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the big challenge everyone faces. Then, the framework that was built to solve it. We'll talk about the one change that opened it up to the entire world. And then we'll get into the good stuff, the complete two-part checklist to get your nation in. Finally, we'll cover the incredible strategic advantages you get once you're on the inside. Look, if you've ever tried to set up an international co-production, you know the headaches I'm talking about. You've got clashing legal systems, no shared standards, and honestly, if you're from a smaller country, it can feel like you're playing a totally different game than the major markets. It's a system that can feel, well, rigged against you. Okay, so this is where the solution comes into play. The Council of Europe Convention on Cinematographic Co-Production. It was literally designed to solve these exact problems by creating one single, common legal framework for everybody involved. So, who's behind this whole thing? The Council of Europe. This is the institution that built this incredibly powerful tool. You have to understand, they have a very long history of fostering international cooperation. Their conventions are the trusted, stable foundation for collaboration across all kinds of fields, but most importantly for us, cinema. And listen, this framework has an amazing track record. The original 1992 convention was a complete game changer. It simplified everything with a common legal foundation. But here's the crucial part. It leveled the playing field. It empowered smaller nations to compete without needing to negotiate dozens of separate, complex bilateral treaties. And the result? A massive boom in co-productions and global distribution. It just worked. But then the world changed. The film industry went truly global. You had new technologies, new ways of funding films, and this huge trend towards making movies with partners outside of Europe. The convention had to evolve, and that led to the landmark 2017 revision.
And this, right here, this is the single most important change. The old convention was basically a members-only club, and you had to be in Europe. The 2017 revision threw the doors wide open. Now, any country on the planet can apply to join. This one change transformed a regional agreement into a truly global framework.
Okay, so how do you get in? We are now at the absolute core of this guide, the practical step-by-step checklist. I know it looks like a formal process, and it is, but trust me, it's clear and it's absolutely achievable. Step 1. The formal request. And when I say formal, I mean it. This isn't an email or a casual inquiry. This is a high-level diplomatic move. The letter absolutely must be signed by your nation's Minister for Foreign Affairs. This signals that your country's commitment comes from the very top.
And this right here, this is the legal key that opens the door. It's Article 20 of the convention itself. It explicitly gives the Council of Europe's Committee of Ministers the power to invite non-member states to join. So your formal request, it's what triggers them to consider using this power for you. Now, once your request is received, an internal review process kicks off. But here is the make-or-break moment. Pay close attention to this. The final decision requires a unanimous vote from all the current parties to the convention. Unanimous. This is precisely why your preparation and official request are so critical. They need to be 100% certain that every new member is going to be a trusted partner for the entire network.
So let's say you've done it. You've cleared the review, the vote was unanimous, and that official invitation is in your hands. Fantastic. But what happens next?
First thing you need to know, there's a critical deadline. That invitation isn't open-ended. It is valid for exactly 5 years. This is a key piece of strategic information. Your government has to be ready to complete the final steps within this time frame. You do not want to let a golden opportunity like this expire. All right, the next step is the formal legal act of joining. It's called depositing the instrument of accession.
Now, think of the instrument as the single official document that confirms your country's final unconditional decision to be bound by all the convention's rules. It's a huge moment, usually finalized in Strasbourg, that makes your commitment legally binding.
Now stop. This is an absolutely crucial point. You might want to bookmark this step for later. Article 5 of the Convention is very clear. You are required to designate your country's competent national authorities. These are the specific agencies that will actually manage co-productions at the very moment you deposit that instrument. It's not optional. It can't be done later. You must have this figured out before you go to Strasbourg.
And here's the final countdown. Once that instrument is deposited, a 3-month waiting period begins. Then, on the very first day of the month that follows that period, boom, the convention officially enters into force. From that day forward, your country and all of your filmmakers can start using it.
So, you've gone through this whole rigorous process. You're in. Was it all worth it? Oh yeah. Let's talk about the profound strategic advantages your entire film industry now has.
This, right here, is the superpower. It's called assimilation to national films. And what it means is that a qualifying co-production isn't treated as a foreign film in your partner countries. Not at all. Instead, it is legally considered one of their own. It gets home field advantage in every single co-producing country. Think about that.
And that home field advantage unlocks real, tangible rewards. Your co-productions can now tap into national funding and production grants in your partner countries. They can help fulfill local content quotas on TV and streaming services. They suddenly become eligible for some very valuable tax incentives. And on top of all that, you get a clear, predictable legal framework that saves everybody time and money and just dramatically increases the chance for your films to be seen all over the world.
Look, this convention is so much more than a treaty. It is a proven, strategic pathway to global reach. Yes, the process is demanding, but the rewards are completely transformative. So the only question left to ask is your film industry ready for the world stage?